What's going on, guys? I'm gonna do a Sapper School tips video. I'm doing this because I've realized that there aren't good videos or much posts or forums about Sapper School. There's a bunch of things about Ranger School, but not much in Sapper School. So I went to Sapper School in 2016, graduated in June 2016. So if you don't know, Sapper School is 28 days. The first phase is called GS phase, that stands for General Subjects, and then the second phase, the later half of it, the patrolling phase. It is broken into about 14 days each. General notes, this is just GS right now, is get shelves. What I mean by that is you want to have the clothes organizer shelves to be put inside your wall lock. You want to do that because you want to be able to organize all your stuff that you have, because you have always almost no time to get ready. You'll have maybe like 45 seconds to get ready and be in the classrooms. You also want to have the shoe shelves for both wall lockers so that you could have your chem lights and your carabiners, your 550 cord, everything's organized. So you know where everything is at and you can very quickly grab it. Rappelling gloves, you don't have time to mess around with your white bulky gloves. Get the pencil ones. I think it's about 45 bucks from Amazon. It's a little expensive, but it is worth it, I'm telling you. It's light and you could do a lot with it. You won't even feel it. Automatic locking carabiners. What that means is that once you close it, it automatically just locks itself. So the locking carabiners, yes, is good to have, but you want the automatic one so that you don't forget to lock it, because if it's not locked, then it's minor minus. And just so you know, 3 minor minuses amount to 1 major minus, and 3 major minuses means that you'll be dropped from the course. After PT, you may or may not have enough time to eat. Most likely, if you don't have enough time to eat, that means that you weren't supposed to eat that day after PT. And that's going to happen on the first day of Sapper School. After that, like, they'll feed you enough. In GS phase, they'll feed you a lot of food. You'll be eating about, I'll say, maybe 4,000 calories a day, but you'll still be losing weight because you're literally just moving around, getting smoked, exercising, PTing all day. So you'll still lose weight, but they still want to give you enough calories, because in patrolling, you're not eating anything. You're only surviving off of 1 MRE per day, salt and water. For food in GS phase, so it is all mermites if you don't go to the DFAC, and most likely you will not go to the DFAC. I believe they give you 2 minutes to have all the food served. And what I mean by that, let's say you have 46 Sapper students, then you have to have 46 plates with all the same exact stuff, dress right dress, in 2 minutes. And if you don't make that time hack, then you'll be punished. Best advice that I could give you is assign personnel to tasks, so everyone knows exactly what they have to do. So the minute the truck doors open, everyone knows what to reach for, and you should be able to drop it down to a minute, maybe even 45 seconds. Once you're ready, then you all stand in attention in a formation, and then you will recite the Sapper Creed every single time before you eat. And then the Sapper instructors, they will walk through the lines, make sure that all the food is just right dressed and every plate has the same exact stuff, and then they will let you eat. They don't try to rush you when you're eating in GS phase, because they want you to eat a lot of food, because they know that you'll be losing a lot of calories in patrolling when you're walking 10-15 miles a day with no food in you. So they want you to have those calories in. Personal hygiene, don't waste too much time on personal hygiene. Yes, like shower every day, brush your teeth every day, but don't like go scrubbing your face and like worrying if you're smelling bad, like whatever. It is a field course. You'll be dirty, you'll be sweaty. What I would do is every night before you go to bed, shower and brush your teeth, and maybe even shave if you don't grow facial hair like as fast. And then in the morning, all you gotta do is just wake up, maybe take a shit, and then get outside for PT, because PT formation is at 0-5. For the rucksack in GS phase, you have a particular way of organizing your ruck, and you'll have a packing list for GS phase. They will teach you that, and you'll have special equipment, which is like your ropes, your claymores, and some other things that I'm kind of forgetting now. It's been a while, it's been 2 years. So just make sure that you equally distribute the weight so that not one person is carrying too much. But in GS phase, I would say your rucks probably weigh at maximum 60 pounds, just not too much, but you will be rucking everywhere. You'll have 2 large poles, like wooden poles. You'll have, I believe, 8 water jugs, 4 ammo cans. Yeah, I believe that's it. So you will have your rucksack wherever you make movements. The movements from the Sapper barracks to the classroom, aka the headquarters, is about a mile. You'll have some really short time hacks. You'll have like 9-10 minute time hacks sometimes with your rucksack on. So you have to like run some of it. It's very easy to miss your time hack. Don't miss it, because if you miss it, you'll be punished. Let's move on to physical training. running and ruck marching. These two things are going to help you out the most. All the PT events are timed. I don't know exactly how many points, but they are all timed. And you will wear a chem light around your neck. If they crack it, everyone thinks that you lost points. For some PT events, that's true, but not for all of them. So to trick you, it's a psychological thing. So the timed runs are the 3-mile run, the 5-mile run, and the 6-mile run. You also have a 4-mile boot run, and then you have a 12-mile ruck march. The 3-mile run is the first PT event, and I believe you do it on the second day, because the first day you take a PT test. The 3-mile run is super easy. To make the run times for all events, it is 8 minutes per mile. The Sapper instructors, they're gonna run sub 6, even like sub 5:30 sometimes, but you do not have to keep up with them. But if you do get some extra points, but you should be running like 7-minute mile pace for 3-mile run because it's really flat. The 5-mile run is a roller coaster hill. It's by the barracks, by the basic training barracks. Whenever it's down, just sprint as fast as you can, and whenever it's up, just try your best until your lungs give out. And if you just do that for 5 miles, hopefully you're under the 8-minute per mile pace and you should be good to go. The 6-mile run, that is in car wash hill, downhill, and 3 miles uphill. And if you've been to Leonard Wood, you know that car wash hill sucks ass. It is horrible. Advice, when you go downhill, just sprint, because when you go uphill, you're gonna lose a lot of the time, so save some of the time by running downhill as fast as you can. I know everyone says that you should not be running downhill. It's a huge pressure on your shoulders or on your knees, but guess what? Your body's gonna be destroyed anyways. Some more knee damage is not gonna hurt you as much. You want the tab, right? So just do it. The 4-mile boot run, that you'll be wearing your full uniform, boots, you'll have your weapon on you. From what I can remember, it is on a gravel road, and you will run down 2 miles and run back up 2 miles. The steepness is not high, so it's not too bad. What does suck is that you have boots on, so it's a little difficult, and I believe you have 10 minutes per mile. So you don't wear a watch, right? So you don't know like how you're doing. You just gotta try your best. They don't tell you if you made time or not, but you can tell by who's around you. The 4-mile boot run is done right after the Expedient demo day, and it is very, very close to Fafel and Nico. So when you look around the area, and that's where you will be for your patrolling lanes. If you're not doing the run days, it's different stuff that you'll be doing. So you'll do circuit training, litter PT, log PT, ruck runs, urban orienteering. That's like a scavenger hunt where they'll give you different points and you have to like go find the little code there. That's a pretty easy day. And that day, the urban orienteering is done, from what I can remember, the day after the ruck march. And every day after you're done with the scheduled PT, they call it free PT, where they're just smoking the shit out of you. You'll be broken into squads. They will have some sort of competition. Before you get released from PT and from free PT, you will conduct a rope climb, pull-ups, and a dip circuit. By then you're completely smoked, but you have to do that. And if you don't do that, sooner or later you'll be dropped from the course because you lose enough points from PT events. I think you have to do 10 pull-ups and 10 dips and 1 rope climb, and do not slide like in the rope when you're descending. Make sure you actually use your legs and you descend down properly. The medical techniques day is all taught by the medics. It is 1 full afternoon from what I can remember. You pretty much memorize what the medic teach you, and then you just take the test. Expedient antennas, I believe that was 1 full morning from 08 to 12, I believe. And from 08 to 10, I think it was just a classroom environment. They just teach you how to do expedient antennas, and then you go into the woods and you actually practice given all the material. The way the practice test is, they'll give you a frequency and you have to make the antenna out of all the material that you have, and then you will call in to the frequency. If you did it right, then you'll have someone else on the other side and they'll give you a code, and then next to the frequency number you write down the code, and if you got it right, then you got the points for it. Demolitions, you'll do conventional and expedient. For the basic demolition, they'll teach you most of it. Just know the basic demolition stuff, like all the MDIs, the 23 versus the 13, the 19 versus the 15, the 14, just like know all the lengths and everything. That should not take you more than an hour to like memorize it. Demo test, you have a demo card, and that is your cheat sheet. You can put anything on that and you can use that for the test. So make sure you have problems on that demo card so that you can look at it and you could attack all those problems by looking at it. Expedient demo test. The day before the test, the instructor is going to go over expedient demo stuff, so the food gas and all this stuff. Like, I can't really remember right now. But every time Stump says foot or he coughs, make sure you underline that part in the demo book. He's gonna use the Sapper handbook. You have to underline the demo portion in the Sapper handbook. From what I can remember, the test was open book, so you're allowed to use your Sapper handbook. Look through the underlined parts and you should be fine. Following the conventional demo test, you'll have a deficiency lane. From what I can remember, it's 5 minutes each. And there are 14 deficiencies from what I can remember, and I think you have to find 7. If you are in Bullock right now, or you are a recent graduate from Bullock, really look back into your efficiency test lanes from demo week. Make sure you are familiar with that stuff because that is tested on. Weapons and mines. For mines, the test, you have to name the mine, state the type of the mine, and if it's anti-personnel or if it's anti-tank. And the way it works is, I believe they will teach you 14 or 15 mines, and they'll have 10 stations. So you'll be tested on 10 mines. You will be facing away from the mine, and then they'll say go. And I think you have a minute to look at the mine, and then write down the name of the mine, and then write down the type, and then write a P. And then you will go to the next mine until all 10 mines are done. So it's like a little circuit. For weapons day, they will show you a bunch of foreign weapons, from AKs to German weapons to Czech weapons, all kinds of weapons. But they really test you on the assembly and disassembly for the AKs. You also have to do a function check, and you have 30 minutes to practice that. But for the other weapons, you just have to know which weapon is what. For the test, they will do just that, and they will name a foreign weapon. You just have to go and point it.